Hey y'all, it's me. I am still under the weather, and the weather meaning there's stuff still floating around in the air, and so I still sound like crap. But anyway, I am just really excited about this week's video because I found some fluid art footage that I had forgotten about, and I wanted to time lapse. I find it very relaxing just watching fluid art come together in a time lapse way. So I'm going to do another Creative Week video this week. I really like it. I have another decoration of my planner that I did, my weeks, and I actually have footage of me doing these little Imbibe series portraits. Seriously, this was such an amazing time that I had in my art studio. I'll explain some more when I start doing the voiceover, so please forgive me again about having such a raspy voice for the voiceover. I'm taking all the medicine and supplements that I feel like I should take to get better, but it's just nothing's budging yet. So my spirits are up, but I'm still coughing and sneezing and got the bad voice and stuff. Thank you so much for supporting me again for another month on Patreon. I really hope that this finds you well and that you are exploring and creating and just getting those creative juices flowing in your journal and art journals. Love y'all. Bye. I just wanted to show y'all this footage that I had of fluid art that I did. Gosh, it was a long time ago, honestly. I can't even remember. I think I've sold all but one of the pieces. It's the pink and orange with all the gold. It might be this one right here. Yeah, so I did a bunch of fluid art, and I won't talk much during this because y'all kind of know in the process, and it's just super relaxing just to watch it. But I will say that I just found out that Jerry's in my town sells ginormous pieces of Yupo paper. So I have been wanting to challenge myself with working bigger. I did my first really big portrait yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Sorry, excuse me. It was yesterday, and so I really enjoyed working large, and that would be something that I would be really excited about trying out, is a large fluid piece. I would also like to try this on one of my bigger canvases. There's just so much in my head that I want to do that I'm excited about, and now that I've found this expressionistic style that I love, I just want to do it huge. So anyway, this is the first piece that I did. I'm going to do a bluish green one here in a second, and I will stop gabbing so you can just watch the mesmerizing fluids.
Okay, so now that we've had some cathartic fluid watching, I am just showing y'all the week that I had decorated. I did this, I think, early Monday. I didn't do it on Sunday. I believe Sunday, I don't know what happened Sunday. Everything's been kind of mixed up because of me being not feeling well. I just wanted to do some abstract painting. I just love this. Y'all tell me you don't get tired of seeing the plopping, and I learned something new. As much as y'all learn something new, I actually learn something new too every time I sit down and do it. This color there, the main color, that purple, is called Shadow Violet and is one of my favorite purples because look how it separates and granulates into like kind of a teal and pink. It just is amazing. It's one of my favorite colors. I want to use it more often. If you add more water to it and just let it kind of granulate, it just does the coolest stuff. Use some other purples, that lavender color that I really like, and then the Aussie gold. I want to say just gold because I don't think it's rose gold. I think it's like Aussie red gold. I can't remember. And then this is a new pastel. It's a Prisma new pastel, and it's a pastel, but you can activate them with water. And I learned that from Wendy Brightbill. I always try to activate stuff with water just to see. So I've learned what can and can't activate, but it's just fun to try. Then I started cutting out some watercolor pieces, like scrap papers that I had. I've been seeing Robin Marie do a lot of fun stuff with her cut up pieces of like watercolor paper and stuff, and I wanted to do it, but honestly I felt it was too thick to put on this Tomoe paper. So I decided to just add some more washi, fussy cut an owl from my washi, and just add a sentiment from excuse me, I'm so sorry. Add a sentiment from my Tim Holtz stickers that I had gotten on clearance. And I chose this one that's Look on the Bright Side because I have been feeling kind of down and a little, trying not to feel sorry for myself because I am in a lot of pain just with the sciatic stuff, and then also now with this cough that I have. And so I'm just trying to keep positive, and I put Look on the Bright Side, and there's this little star that I had just floating around on my desk, and I put it on there because stars are bright. I am now just making my chart like I normally do my week. And this time, instead of using my fountain pen, I wanted to use the bright gel pen. I just am loving these pens. I got them from Hobby Lobby. I believe they're called, I just grabbed one. They're the Kaiser Color gel pens. And I think I got them with a coupon. They were like $10 or something normally. I don't know. I just have such great luck with these pens. Some people haven't, but I've had great success with them. And so I'm just going to fill in the rest of my week. Every week is pretty much the same. When I start traveling anywhere, that's where it kind of gets crazy. So now I wanted to share with you the footage of when I took this last Saturday off because I was seriously not feeling well. Like, I haven't been feeling well in general, but I was sang Friday night with a really bad voice, and I was supposed to sing again on Saturday, and I just told my husband, look, I really just need to rest. So I stayed home and I decided to try out these portraits. Now, let me just say this. Jean Oliver had released this video on charcoal drawing or something. And so I have known about this type of drawing. I've seen it before. It's nothing new to me, but I've decided to finally sit down and try it. And I absolutely loved it. Y'all know that I am such an abstract type of person that one of my favorite artists is Ute Rothman. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And I don't know, maybe it's not how you pronounce her name at all, but she's one of my favorite artists in the entire universe, and she's an expressionistic artist. And so this style is very much home for me in my heart. And so I wanted to try that. These little portraits are now on Etsy. A couple of them have already sold. Actually, Janie, who is a patron here, she actually bought the Imbibe Curiosity one. This was this word that was just swirling around in my spirit, and I was like, imbibe, what is this imbibe? And so it was like things were unfolding to me as I was meditating on this word. And I had my music on, and I already wrote a post about this on Monday, but just, you know, had this very spiritual experience while drawing these portraits. I actually also took some time on Tuesday. I was in our prayer room and I did some more portraits. Tell me, please tell me if you would like me to do this in real time and kind of show y'all what I'm doing and what the products are. I just kind of wanted to tell you what the experience was behind these portraits. And if you want me to do another video, I'd be happy to do it next week if you want, of a slowed real-time process if you're interested. I really believe that anybody can do this style. It's almost like the more surreal and abstract it is, the better, you know? And so for me, not being a realism person, I just love it. I love it. And I feel like there's so much emotion from each of these faces, from each of their eyes. Like I was experiencing this emotion. It was incredible. And I also found out by doing this that I really enjoy working on several pieces at the same time. I don't know why. I think it's because I tend to hyper focus on, you know, trying to be perfect. I know for me, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And so I tend to hyper focus when I'm working on one piece, but when I'm working on several pieces at the same time, it's almost like there's no time to focus on it. It's just move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was a very liberating experience. And I would encourage y'all that if you wanted to try something like this, try working on like 3 or 4 of them at the same time. That may overwhelm you and you might not find joy in that at all. And so don't do it if it doesn't give you joy. But for those who tend to kind of overthink things, this is kind of like, I'm really about now doing several pieces at the same time because I hate overthinking stuff. Like this was so much fun to do because it's almost like I couldn't overthink it because I had too much going on. I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of how I was feeling during this time that I was sitting down. So this was on Saturday actually that I was doing these pieces. Tuesday, I did an owl because I wanted to try something else other than a face. So that is coming up in just a second. But I'm basically using charcoals, different kinds of charcoals, my general sketch and wash, my little mechanical pencil, Prisma new pastels, handmade pastels that I purchased from my local art store, watercolors, just those types of things are what I'm using. And I almost now, looking back, I'm like, man, I kind of wish I would have kept them neutral. So I think I'm going to try, but it's so hard. I always just so flock to color. Like I just want color. Oh, I use colored pencils too, but I always am adding color to things. I do love color, but there is something mysterious and like luring about just a neutral charcoal sketch. So I think I might try that, maybe like, you know, tone down the color a little bit to see if I can't make it as neutral. I don't know. It's so hard because I always want to just add so much color. And I asked my sister if she thought I ruined it. And she's like, no, you didn't. The first one I showed you was Imbibe Beauty. This one right here is Imbibe Hope. This next one I actually lost underneath a pile, and I don't have a name for it, so I'm not sure what to call this one, but I'm sending it to my sister because she really liked this one. This one is Imbibe Curiosity and is the one that Janie purchased, so I hope you enjoyed watching your little painting come together, Janie. The next one is Imbibe Lessons. Oh no, this one is Imbibe Lessons. The last one was, oh gosh, I don't even know. I put them away. I believe it was Love, actually. The last one was Imbibe Love and then Imbibe Lessons. I just love how they look all together. They're so different. Each one evokes a little bit of a different emotion. I just love them. This is the little owl that I drew. Again, it's the same style. Very loose, very sketchy. Not super duper abstract, just the expressionism. Sorry, I'm like losing it. You'll see that I have a photo down in the lower left hand on my phone for reference. I'm just using some charcoal, again, some colored pencils, pastel, new pastels, all sorts of different things. Yesterday, I went to the Jerry's store and purchased the huge chunky monkey charcoals, and I got this really cool color ochre. I noticed that the pastels actually do not like water. They don't activate with water. They actually kind of resist water. So I'm not sure. The ones that I have are handmade, so maybe it's something that the person used, but that's why I really like these charcoals, is because they activate beautifully. And they're so chunky and loose and make me have such loose lines. So I know that Derwent also sells some graphite. So I'm kind of doing some research to see what the difference is. So my understanding, charcoal's a bit messier and has a bigger kind of a grain, and graphite is a little cleaner to work with, but the Derwent XL graphite blocks also activate really nicely. And they have a blue color that I was kind of eyeballing, but I didn't get it. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of this sketch and enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for your support and your prayers and love. And yes, all the prayers would be really appreciated because I am so ready to get better. All right, I love y'all so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.